something you won't kiss and tell. Yeah, I got her screaming out that OMG. I swear, I beat that pussy like I'm out of jail.
The Apple Store.
Yo, what's good, my good people? God damn, it's been a minute, man. Oh, you hear me? God damn, y'all looking good, black people. What's going on, Kiki? I ain't seen you in a minute, baby. What you got going on?
Man, I'm glad to have you back. What are baby shoes and tattoos?
You hit me. Anyways, man, your boy was down. Boy was down bad, man. That COVID had me by the nut sacks. You hear me? That shit been out 3 years. I ain't never caught that shit. I'm mad as hell because I ain't even lose no weight off that shit. That shit fucked. Only thing I lost was money. You hear me? That shit some bullshit. But anyway, that's man, bad. Your boy back with my sexy co-host, Miss Kiki. I'm your boy, Diallo Bands, Mr. Bent Over Big, huh? You hear me? And the topic of today is enough is enough. And guess what? I hate niggas. I hate all you niggas. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying black people. I hate all you niggas. We gonna get to the point why I hate this. Before I get into that, got anything you want to say, Kiki?
I love black people.
I got a couple people on here, man. Go ahead and introduce yourself. Whoever want to go first. We're gonna get started.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and go. I know it's been a while since you see my face, but I've been all about getting that dough and being book smart. It's your girl, Mo Money, Mo Money, Mo Money.
You hear me? Who else we got? That's my dog Anthony. Go ahead, Anthony.
Yo, what's happening? It's Anthony. Y'all can follow my TikTok at Nadia is my Angel Taylor, Youngstown, Ohio. And that's about it.
See, that's the biggest shit right there. He came on. You supposed to wait till the end of the show for that.
Yo, this is Black V, AAA Podcast.
Y'all already freezing up. Look, y'all already freezing up. Lord have mercy. You done froze up, dog. I'm gonna let you go again.
Oh, there I go. I'm sorry. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now, bro.
All right, bro. Sorry about this. Black V, aka Mr. AAA Productions, better known as Truth Entertainment Films, better known as Product of the 80s, better known as just the man who's happy to be here with all his people, and I hate niggas too. And love black people.
I got somebody with me. Listen, we about to get straight to this thing, right? And I got a couple different topics, but I gotta get this way. I'm about to get my girl. That motherfucking skill. Oh Lord have mercy. They don't come fucking up my show. I just got back. Listen, I'm about to get right into it, right? Hey, somebody shit echoing, man. Somebody shit fucked up.
Hello? Somebody echoing?
Check your mics. Hello? We good now. Must have been CL ragged ass shit. Hey, CL, how my favorite pair of midgets doing? They all right?
We good.
You hear me? Listen, I'm gonna kick straight into it. BLM. We already know that means Black Lives Matter, but do they really motherfucking matter? Listen, I can't stand niggas. My back, my crack, all that shit, niggas. I can't stand niggas, bro. You know why? Because we live on a system thing where it's just like, if a black person say or do something, we ready to kill a nigga, cuss a motherfucking out. All the motherfucking time, we live on that on them type of terms with each other. But when it's another race, I feel like we don't live up to the same standards of how we do to our own motherfucking race. And I want to know, why is that? Anybody can take off on it. Damn, they quiet now. Go ahead, baby. I said, baby, they got quiet on me on now.
Yo, go ahead. I'm sorry. See, I was about to speak. I'm sorry.
Oh, I wasn't. I just wasn't. He told me not to come in fucking up his show. So.
So my main thing with what you said is that I think we've been conditioned in the sense, or we've always been conditioned to have this thing where we like other people to we are hard on ourselves, but we don't like to, and we let other people be harder on us, but we don't ever hold nobody else to that standard. But like I've said on other shows, we lack the real black infrastructure anyways to hold us accountable or hold others accountable to the things they do against us. We don't have the setups or the control or the thing over the corporations to kind of make those decisions that we watch happen to other people. So it's hard to check niggas when niggas don't own shit to check niggas.
How you feel about that, Kiki?
Well, you know how I feel about it. And I know somebody gonna say it ain't the system, but at the end of the day, it is. We are under attack, and that's just evident in how the news is and everything. Pretty much, we're taught in our music and everything, and how like racism, we don't have the chances that everybody else have. That's just what it is. And I'm not saying that you should use it as an excuse, but then you have to look at it as a whole. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're more poverty than anything. What is that noise? It's making my brain hurt.
Is it an echo?
I don't know. It's like something playing.
Is it something sound like a fan on?
Yeah, like, you hear it?
Hold on. What about now?
It's gone.
That was my fan bag. Go ahead.
It was making my brain skip. Like, what is it? All right, I'll ask the question again. Because
my question is, it's my whole question with again, arguments with this all the time. I understand the concept of it, but why doesn't it only matter when we're attacked from an outside race than from inside? You see what I'm saying? White police officer kill black male. We tearing shit up. We got niggas in the hood killing each other every day. And I'm tired of hearing it's the system. I'm tired of hearing it's been it's the system in place for all years. Because go ahead.
But black people are fed up with it, just like you're fed up with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm gonna still take my last statement and say it is the system. You know what I'm saying? But it's not all of us black people that's killing each other. We all are. Like, I'm outraged when I hear that one of my brothers have failed. I'm outraged. You know what I'm saying? When I seen that video, I was outraged. You know what I'm saying? We can't stop. I don't know. I just don't think that you can blame that. I just don't think that you can blame that on black people, because then you're erasing people that do want to see a change, that will act a certain way if it happened around them. You know what I mean? I don't know.
How you feel about that, Mo?
I feel like some of it is systematic, where it's in more of a programming level. We're programmed to do different things, like growing up, and it's more like a passed down situation, because a lot of times our family couldn't do something, so they had to make way. You know what I mean? They had to survive, and then becomes a thing of survival, and also just like what they used to call it. What's that one movie with Jamie Foxx in it? Not Jamie. Yeah, Jamie Foxx, where he was going to those quarters with the slave owners, and they had to fight each other to death. You know what I'm saying? So you got to think of it that way. And another thing is people can be jealous of what other people got. Instead of going out there and getting it on their own, they're jealous of it. So the only way they know, or the way they feel like they can get it, is to take it. So then you create other type of, I wouldn't, like I said, it's not systematic, but just like greed in a way.
But let me piggyback on what you're saying. Like, it's like greed. because what we're taught in the hood, you know what I'm saying? We're not taught finances or anything like that. And we're not taught to share our wealth.
Right.
We're taught that, hey, I'm going to outshine this dude. I'm going to outshine this girl. Instead of, hey, let's work together. This is how I made this money. And if we put our heads together and then we can get our community, you know what I mean? Like, we just been like that ever since Rosa sat in the back of the bus. Like, fuck they bus. We had our own buses.
Mm-hmm.
Just sat anywhere on our own buses, but we wanted to segregate with people that hate us. You know what I mean? But go ahead. That's for another question, probably.
Go ahead, Anthony. How you feel about that, Anthony?
Man, well, if we're gonna touch on the violence, I think it's more of the code, you know what I'm saying? Where Lil Ray smoked Johnny because Johnny did this and da. So it's like street cred, you know what I'm saying? But when somebody else do it that's of a different nationality or a different color, it's a problem. And it's just like, I don't know. I think it's all, I don't know. It ain't even, it just don't register with me because it's like, shit, what I do to one, I do to the next. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no favoritism in it, but it's just like, I don't know. It's I don't know. I can't really even put a finger on it, man. It's all wild, but I know together as a community, we all need to do better. You know what I'm saying? And like Kiki said, help one another out instead of, well, that nigga getting money, he getting this, and I want to take him out the game. Now go ask him how to get money like that. That way you can share the knowledge with everybody else.
Real quick, I got you though. I know you say go ask them, but I noticed that a lot of Black people don't want to tell you what they got and how they got it because they're too afraid that you're going to succeed, supersede them. That's what I have an issue with. Number two is like, I feel like in my experience with other people, they like, especially white people, if you ask them a question and they like you, they're going to tell you the game from start to finish. I'm talking about, and follow up with you on your follow-up from asking them something. But if I ask somebody I know something, it's private, or you can tell the jealousy that they have towards you, and all you're trying to do is help them come up. The whole time I've heard people say, oh, you think you better than me. I think I'm better than you because I'm trying to help you. That's crazy to me. But I digress.
Yeah, I agree 100% with you, CL.
Before I get to B-Mac, right, ACL, I'm gonna tell you this shit started way back in the day. Like, you had certain slaves who decided to run away or decided to get out, right? And so when you was in the South, they either went north, east, west. I'm gonna try to find a better place for us and try to find what's going on here. And guess what? Niggas get up there, right? All of a sudden, them niggas who was down become uppity and start looking at niggas from down south like they forgot where they came from and shit like that. They shun niggas like that. So that shit been going on. That's been going on for fucking years though.
It just offends me personally because it happens to me a lot. You know what I'm saying? I'll tell somebody something, and like I'm a person, outside of just being a personality, I'm a person too. And they always try to tell me I think I'm better, or I think this, or I think that. So then when I don't say nothing, oh, why you didn't tell me? Because you make me feel bad for being who I am, for having knowledge that you may not have. You know what I'm saying? So people have to be mindful of that too. It seems like you get double criticism no matter what you do. Last week, this lady called me and talked shit about me for cussing on my show. She was offended. But then I had another person want to argue with me because I was telling them about, real estate and something, more in depth. Oh, you think you know everything? No, I don't know everything, but I've owned 10 properties and I'm 35. So I must know something. You know what I'm saying? They get offended. Right. So I couldn't tell you. So when it links to the violence, I feel like we too focused on being better than each other than working on each other. What's up, B-Mac?
And I think it's in a context too, because like I had people come to me and ask me to show them what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? And I showed them and they were appreciative. You know what I'm saying? So I can't say that
some people are,
because nobody came in like jealous or whatever. But I do understand exactly what you're saying, because 9 times out of 10, it's a crab in a barrel. You know what I mean?
Can I ask a question?
Hey, wait.
I'm trying to see
this. Hey, before you answer that question, let me get B-Mac on this question right here. I'm gonna get back to you, okay, Jamal? Hey, okay. B-Mac, the question was the Black Lives Matter movement. Like I always had a issue with it, and my problem was with why is it every time it's a more of a black on black thing, whether it's through anything negative, is just what we do in our community. But when another race attack us in any form that's bad, it's a fucking problem.
So basically saying, are you saying like the black and black crime is not as promoted as if it was a white on black?
Yeah, because it seems like it's more of an outrage when a white man kills a black man than us doing it to each other. Like it's the same fucking shit to me. So why is it not more of why is it not an outrage in the same community when we do it to ourselves than when somebody else does it?
If you were to try to evaluate it the best way, that is the agenda that they want. I think the initial agenda is to be black on black crime so that they can hurt each other and always be confused that we're the enemy. So it's not promoted because we want that. Sometimes things are promoted, things are on television because they want you to do something about it. So if you don't, you're not going to know, or you know, so you're not going to say anything. That's basically the reason. It's because that's the agenda that they want. They want black people to go against each other. That's kind of how it's.
Now, this is my problem. I'm gonna let Jamar go next. I like answering my own questions. I'm sorry, I'm a host, but I like answering questions.
We told you about that.
This is my whole problem with it. You can't change anything external till you change what's internal. You feel me? I don't give a fuck what nobody say. You want to change how you want to change what's going on external before you stop doing what you're doing to your own self. So now they killing two birds with one stone. They fucking us up and we fucking each other up. So now when do we stop making excuses? Because you know why? I'm gonna tell you this, Brandon. You have 24 hours just like I have. All y'all have 24 hours in y'all day. So a nigga say, I sell dope because I don't have an opportunity like nobody else. So this is my only opportunity is to feed poison to my own people to feed my house. No, I don't agree with that. I'm gonna go rob this. No, it's always something to fucking do. Is it what you want to do? No, it may not be what you want to do. It may not be enough income how you want it to be. But it's like, to me, it's time out for excuses. You know what I'm saying? I feel we do have a lot going against our race, but we do make a lot of excuses and do a lot that make it worse than what it already is. You know what I'm saying? It's time out for excuses, and if this race can't come together sometime soon, and I mean very soon, bro, this shit about to be 10 times worse, dog. 10 times worse, and it's bad right now. And the reason why I say this because I just met some of y'all, and I know Brandon. Me and Brandon, we don't come from the slums, but it was close to the slums. Nobody will never know what his journey was to get where he's at. You know what I'm saying? But he took a risk, and he took sacrifice something to get to where he's at. You know what I'm saying? I promise you, dog, most people who want to sit here and complain is a motherfucker who don't even want to change nothing to do nothing in the fucking first place, dog. I don't care what nobody. That's just my opinion about it. Because I know tons of people, dog, that sit on their ass all motherfucking day and just complain about shit and woo. It's like, damn. So I'm the only person who had an opportunity to make it out and do something. You know what I'm saying? Are you the smart? We just a small percentage of people who actually decided I want to do something and not fuck something up or cause the problem to fix something. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I view it and look at it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, can I say this? Because you said you tired of people making excuses. Well, I feel like the people that's making excuses, you can stop making excuses for your people when you get out there and you start showing these young folk ways. That's how you can stop making excuses, because what kids are being, at the end of the day, mothers need to know how to parent. It's a lot of shit because it's kids having kids. And I just want to keep going back to saying the system, because there's so many guns pointed at us instead of away from us. So like, it's like us. Okay, we're out, we're not in the hood or whatever. But at the same token, there is people out in the hood shooting each other. But instead of, okay, I'm not that person, I will go out and talk to people. I have sat and talked to young men, and where their mind is like totally gone. Like they need older men to step in and show them, hey, this ain't what it is. But it's like I talked to, I want to say it was probably like, I'm 41, so they had to be like half my age. And this young dude, I told him, I said, why is y'all out here? Because they was arguing on the south side. I said, why is y'all out here doing this? You know what I'm saying? Dude told me, he said, hey, my kids is taken care of. Like as far as money and everything, like he leaves the house ready, like, and just in case he die, he know he got a policy to where he can get buried. You know what I'm saying? So what is that, and why do black men think like that? It's because of the music we listen to. It's the media. And then half of the stuff that they put on TV, they're showing more wrong than right, because there's white on white crime, there's Chinese on Chinese crime, there's Africa's killing people in Africa, there's this, but they're pushing an agenda on our people. And I'm not making an excuse. It's the real shit. Even with goddamn Kanye West, he's trying to wake motherfuckers up so they can stop bowing down to master and open their eyes and realize who they are so they can step into power. But you got other black people that's saying exactly what the white man is saying. Oh, you're crazy, you're this, you're that, instead of going and reading up on seeing if he even speaking facts. You know what I mean? That's just me. It's like that's where we can do better, is read up on who we are as people. Read the Bible, go study, so you can know that you are a powerful people, and they want to hold you down. You know what I mean? I'm sorry, I'm preaching.
You good, but Kiki.
But let me say,
I'm gonna tell you this though right now.
Hold on.
Go ahead, Sia.
Because I like what she said, but my issue with Kanye is he keeps apologizing. Who I respect is Kyrie. That motherfucker stood in it. He stood in it. He's standing in it. And respect that more. My issue with people that are empowered black people is when you do wrong, they whip your ass back in shape and you apologize. And no, stand in what the fuck you believe in, whether it's right, wrong, or indifferent, but you're also willing to sell your soul for $1 that don't mean shit. When you die, and I tell people all this time, all you have is your legacy and your fucking word. No matter how much money you made, no matter how much you did this, all you had was your word. So if I have to die in my truth, I'm okay with that. But dying because, I didn't want them to go without, we're going to be fine with or without it. But at least I have my pride and my self-respect at the end of the day. I'll die for my respect.
And the crazy part is, CL, we are the dollar.
Girl, don't get me
started. We are the dollar. So if we
get
shit, then we won't have to worry about banks taking money out of or deals. Fuck Adidas, fuck this. We make
know that the interest rate is only going up because of one man, one person, one. But our black dollar would wipe out all that if we was just to stick together.
And this is exactly
we influence their kids too. That's the crazy part. We influence their kids too.
Hey Jamal, go ahead. My bad, bro. Go ahead with your question, bro.
Y'all said so many things. What I will say is when we feel we have the power because of the amount that we spend, that's not power. Because we need those things that we spend it on. We need their groceries. We need their automobiles. We need their clothes, even if it's not the whatever brand, we still need their clothes. But again, we lack the black infrastructure to really feel like we need things. So yeah, we can boycott, but where you gonna get your gas at? You got a black gas station? Where you gonna get your groceries at? You gonna find a whole bunch of black grocery stores?
Negative, because you can make a black grocery store, and
there's one in Columbus. There's black gas stations, and there's black people that own oil.
How many of them are there? And is that enough power to sit there and supply a whole city? And even the black grocery stores, do they get there specifically just from black farmers?
Say yes. And I'm going to say yes to that, because you got people that live in $250,000 houses. If they sold half of that house and bought that grocery store, we could have it. And if we could step in.
But you're talking about we could. But
listen,
we don't.
This is my frustration with people that speak like you.
Right.
You always want to point out the negative part of what the fuck we ain't doing instead of empowering the shit that we could
that
do
we can
and
do.
get it started.
Whoa. No, what you're saying, no, because that doesn't make sense. You're acknowledging that what I'm saying is right, but then you're saying we could. It's what are we doing?
But I'm acknowledging
So
that you're finding. Hold on, you're pointing out all the negative things and saying why that's not power and why we can't have power. But she's saying, this is why I don't do shows like this. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna make my point though. But she's saying we got this, we can do it. But it's somebody like you who always saying, yeah, but we ain't, we don't. You point out all the negative things on why it can't happen instead of saying why it can happen.
And your words,
I didn't say why it can't happen. I didn't say why it can't happen.
One time, so I can hear y'all.
I never said it can't happen. All I did was that when we say we have the power, we don't have the power.
We do have the power.
If you had the power, then that would mean when you pull your dollar away, therefore you're able to force them to do the change. What happened with Kanye and Kyrie was the Jewish community, just like the LGBTQ plus community does, they threatened to pull their dollar away because they have the other resources that they can go to already in place. Again, I call it black infrastructure. When you don't have black infrastructure, black people can't pull their money away because we still have to go to their shit. Until we have black infrastructure, the main thing of what I'm talking about, then you can go ahead and say you have the power. And you can then for your money have that power to do that.
I understand what you're saying about that infrastructure. I get it, but you have to take out the words we can't.
We can't.
That can't holds a lot of power.
We can't until we have that. That is true.
Jamar,
we cannot until we have black infrastructure.
What I'm telling you is stop saying can't. Stop saying can't.
Hold on.
You
let me tell you.
I can't.
Let me tell you.
Because if you don't, you will never.
Let me tell you over again. Listen, I'm the mediator between. Listen, I understand what you're saying. Kind of what Mo's saying is what you tell your kid. Don't ever say what you can't do. But you're looking in a certain sense, and Jamar looking in a sense in reality. Like we saying we can do this. Hold on. Let me talk. My bad, kid. Let me talk. What I'm saying is because I've been dealing with the same shit Jamar is saying. Like I see both of y'all sides. Like we can't keep saying we can't, but at the same time, this shit's been certain things been going on for how long, and when have we tried? Okay, y'all can bring up certain years where we tried, but certain things we'll do things, and guess what? It'll dim down. A nigga get killed, we're outraged, it'll dim down. A nigga get killed, we're outraged, it'll dim down. No, nothing ever stay the same with our race and keep on pushing certain things. You know what I'm saying? With that, we have enough millionaires in the black race to where they could have been started some things.
And you know not
saying certain things got started, but it's a lot of niggas. A lot of black people with money that could have started these things in a lot of different states. For whatever reason why certain things ain't taking place, I don't know why. Because David Banner and there's a lot of niggas who stay on these niggas' asses, bro. But you know who hands in pocket and who pocket in their head. So I kind of understand what both of y'all are saying. I'm not with the saying we can't because I know we can. Anybody can do anything when you put your mind to it, but it's when. Why is it always if we could? No, let's do it.
We gotta wake up and we gotta be smart. We gotta be
so how many? So we gotta be half. The race got to be almost 85% desolated before we decide.
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is Kyrie and then what's his name? They say crazy Kanye. Kanye has already got millionaires having secret. You know what I'm saying? They're already getting shit together. You know what I'm saying? But what we have problems with is people that are naysayers. You know what I'm saying? It's people that agree with Master. And it's always going to be, well, we can't. Or we
I'm going to ask you a question.
We're always going to have that.
Let me ask all y'all a question. I'm going to get to the next question. I'm going to ask all y'all a question. I want you to be honest. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's 7 of us in here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7. if we all got together right now and say, you know what, we're not getting no more BP, we're not getting no more gas, we're not getting no more food from these people, we're not getting all this. Do we all know a place we can go right now to get all these things right now on an everyday basis?
We understand that. That's what he was saying. You know what I'm saying?
No, I'm asking you a question. I'm asking you a question now. I'm asking you a question. If we had to stop our everyday life and depend on our race to go get these things, do we all know where to go to get these things from now from a black race on an everyday basis?
No.
Not everything, but most.
So if you can't answer that question, yes, how can we start a movement if we can't supply our own self with these things?
I thought you were going to ask the question. I thought you was going to ask this question. If I told you not to go to BP and I came to all of y'all and I said, hey, are y'all down to help me? I got good credit, but could you back me with making this grocery store? Because you got X, Y, Z.
That's if I would have, could have though.
Could you do that? You know what I'm saying? That's how you become productive. You know
we're talking.
Listen, but what you're saying, I'm about to give it to you. You're saying facts, sir. Jamar, you are 100%. We know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? All we can do, what we gonna do? Keep saying it and beat it in our heads instead of
no.
I
wasn't saying it to say that everything you said was right.
But everything you said was right. You know what I'm
saying?
All
I'm saying to finish it was that when I say we can't, it was we can't until we establish black infrastructure. Until we have those things in place, we will be stuck at can't because we can't go on at a long pace because there's not enough black grocery stores. There's not enough things. Until we get the infrastructure, we can't. Basically, if I tell you right now, we as black people can't go to war with China.
I guess
is that a thing or is that a reality? Until we
can, but we probably can.
Excuse me. But so my question is, I get all that you're saying, and I agree we're going in circles. But my question is, where do we start? What would be step one if you had to say step one?
What you're doing now?
I'm talking to you.
You hear me?
It seems like we be beating up on our own race, like just picking out all the shit that we don't have. Like we know, like we live this shit.
So what's step one? That's all I want to know.
Step one is what you're doing, what Morgan is doing, even with what Miguel was doing.
Don't mean nothing. So what's step one? What's physically step one?
Ownership. Step one is starting to get back black ownership, not getting a black successful business and selling it. Then a whole bunch of niggas who went to school and studied their thing of what success is that, yo, you get a successful business, sell it. You're a smart businessman. Oh, you're wrong. Robert Johnson's not dumb. He made $1 billion off of that. No, BET was priceless. Sean John was priceless. Fat Farm, all these things that we owned and had ownership in, even our music and everything else, we all sell it off for a price. And in our mind, we're thinking, yo, that's doing good business. That's
or we chase after the white man because I'd rather have some Balenciagas than fucking Fat Farm.
I'd rather have the money instead of the actual ownership of it. The reason that they can cancel Kanye, cancel Kyrie is because they have ownership, equity in these companies. Even if they don't own the company, they're either the lawyers or everybody else to go make that phone call to be like, yo, we cutting off that loan off unless y'all do something about this nigga that's getting out of line.
Right. That's how they used to slaves to bring them back. But my this is
hold on real quick. Hey, go ahead, Brandon. Brandon has something to say. What you have to say?
I think step one needs to be the psychology of it. We are in our minds are kind of thought process is that the white man is better than us. So a lot of we are at that place where we can help. We want to kind of be one of the only ones that are the successful ones. We selfish with each other. We want to be the only ones that can be the ones to please the white man to say, oh, well, I'm different than the others, so I'm at this place, and I don't necessarily want to help them because then that's going to make them be on my level. And a lot of times, black race flexes a lot. That's why they have the jewelries, they have the cars, they have all these things because they feel like at that point I'm expressing that I'm somebody. I'm someone that is of value, and it's placing our own selves in that system where the white man is ahead of us. So we have to change first the psychology of that and understand that we are important and we should be all like together and help each other out, but we don't do that. So how are you going to help? The whole. How are we going to go against anyone if we don't even want to help ourselves? We tend to forget what happened to us and what the help that we needed. But a lot of people that are successful at the top of their game, they want to be, close to the white successful people because psychologically, that's who you want to be. That's success.
I agree. Comma. So my step one physically, I was in Youngstown this weekend, and I said, man, they could.
You thinking about buying land? There's so much money in this motherfucker. If we did what the fuck we needed to do.
Let me finish.
I'm sorry.
So one thing I noticed in Youngstown, I just seen so much positivity. I said, that don't nobody want that but us. I said, they got IGA, it's closed. I said, we can go in here and fix it. We could fix it. We could put the groceries in there. We could grow them. They got so many open fucking lots. We can grow our own groceries and put it in there. You see what I'm saying? Instead of doing it at the farmer's market. I guess my vision with that this weekend was so like, it wasn't ran down. It's so cheap. Don't nobody want it but us. And with the price being so cheap, even if it started out, they got the Amish market. Them motherfucking Amish people is making money hand over fist. Why can't we open up one of those old grocery stores and turn it back around? You see what I'm saying?
You know why? Because we always have the I'm saying this because I was talking to a couple people because I was up here before. I wanted to get like a what do you call that? Because Rondinelli's is shut down, but it was like it was a spot on the south side, on the east side that I wanted to grab. They just knocked it down, and it's a lot next to it. But I wanted to get a laundry place going. You know what I mean? And I was gonna partner with two people. They like, man, I ain't trying to have nothing in Youngstown because if we do something in Youngstown, somebody gonna come rob it. Somebody gonna, you know what I'm saying? So you're already speaking against.
Hey, little baby, let me see that baby.
A lot of I can'ts. Instead of people putting their money where their mouth is and taking that walk and that leap. And we have a lot of that. We have a lot of that in the Black community.
Argument.
Yeah, we
because
do.
We're trying to hate ourselves, and we don't even know that we hating ourselves. But that's how, to me, speaking on I can't and shit that if you ain't out there, to me, that's excuses. If you ain't out there trying to figure out a better way to reach these kids, to teach them, because I went to Youngstown City School and the only thing I learned about money was how to balance a motherfucking checkbook, and that was one page in my math book. So now that I'm 41 and I know about stocks, I know about this, I know about that. Why the fuck ain't we on this motherfucking like, hey, let's get some money together, let's get a home, and let's get kids in here that want to do something with their lives and teach them how, so they can know how, so they can come out 18 being entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? That's what these white people are doing. They coming out of school entrepreneurs because they're getting they're getting groomed for that shit. We're not getting groomed for shit, but to go work for some fucking body to make somebody else's dream come true.
Hey. Before I get to the next topic, we're going to for a while. Next topic, I'm gonna say this: as a parent, whoever's a parent, at some point you have to put yourself at fault of things, because when you get married and have kids, you lose sight on life and a lot of different things. You become programmatic. Get up, go to work, be a good wife, pay bills, make sure the kids straight, they go to school. It's a lot of things we forget to instill in our kids growing up, trying to be a good parent, be a good citizen, a Samaritan, with a lot of, right? So a lot of this shit we got to bring to us. Okay, like right now, this little item I got in my hand raises a lot of people's kids right now, bro. As soon as a kid start acting up, start crying, what we do? We give them a tablet or we give them the motherfucker. Go in the corner, get this tablet and his phone. Anybody household right now, I guess they kid probably on this shit right now. They playing a game, or they on the tablet, or they on the fucking phone, not knowing what information they getting behind this shit. You know what I'm saying? And I blame a lot of motherfucking parents just for not taking the time teaching their kids and instilling certain things in them. You know what I'm saying? It's the same process with me. You turn 18, you get the fuck out the house, you go get a job. Like, what, nigga, what is that? You got to think about it, right? We all promised 70 years in the life, right? If good health, 70 years, right? 25 of those years, you're asleep. I'm gonna trip y'all out. 25 years out of 70 you're asleep. Out of that, how many years you're working? Oh my
30.
goodness, right? How many years you're a kid? Wow. Out of that, how many years you live actually broke? So damn, in actuality, you probably only have a good 20 years of your life to live fucking good. So everything is programmed. It's not just with blacks. It's with the human race, period, now.
Period.
It's with the human race, period, now. It's about rich. It has race has a lot to do with it, but a lot of it now is just rich and motherfucking poor, nigga.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
We're all static.
Even though we behind the 8 ball with being black, but out of this shit, bro, is rich and motherfucking poor, dog. Whatever. I want y'all to look at this show again and break down how many years you actually have in your life just to fucking live and do something. Like, look at this, Kiki. Just look at all the shit you doing a day. How much time you live doing something you wanted to do in your 24 hours? That's what all of us right now, nigga. We going to school. We gotta do this. We gotta do that. It's like, come on, dog. You know,
that's why one of the reasons why I wanted to be a travel agent. I refuse to stay in that system of all I do is work. My mom and my dad work for the state. My dad just retired. My mom is like 2 years from retiring. I've seen them work non-freaking stop.
Right.
Even with my grandma, I used to come up to Youngstown to be at my grandma's house. And sometimes when I'm up there, I got to go to my brother's mom's house because my grandma is working. I seen it. I don't want to be like that growing up.
I just want to make a breakthrough. Like I want to stop I want to stop that shit. Like I want to make so much money that the kids
and that's why
me, I can get them set up. They got these, they got that. You know what I'm saying? If I had the money right now, I ain't got the money. I'll be buying hotels. I'll be buying all type of shit and teaching them and grooming them how to work in it. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck what you want to do, but you about to learn this because one day I'm gonna leave it to you. You know what I'm saying? So
it's all about really like showing, because my mom never told me like I got to be one thing in life. You know what I mean? She was like, whatever you want to do, you can do whatever you want to do. You know what I mean? You want to be whatever you want to be. Even though I'm gonna be honest, at one point in life, I thought I was going to be a stripper because I was out there making money. But then I was just like my brothers. I got too many brothers and cousins and stuff to go and be a stripper, so I know that just won't work. But I just saw the money. You know what I mean? Like, they out there making good money. But like, I had to really be like in my adult life, to be like, nah, I don't want my kids going like this. The other day I posted a thing where I went to my daughter's school. And I was like, my mom worked so much, she didn't even really get to do a lot of this growing up. And she was like, I know the way I work. It wasn't to throw no shade because I think she thought it was shade, but it was really like she had to work. She didn't have a choice but to work. I don't want that. Let's go on trips. My mom didn't get to take us on trips like that. Let's do stuff. I want my daughter to have in her mindset she can do whatever she want to do and be whoever she want to be besides a stripper. We're not going there. I'm not nothing against strippers, just that she won't be. And then 3, like, do not stay in the mindset that you can't do nothing.
That part.
Because today, people are not working because they are entrepreneurs because of that smartphone, because they learned how to get on. Oh, I can make money playing the game all day. Even though back in the day when games came out, the parents was like, get your ass off the game, get up and get a job. But how many of those kids, the people that did not get up and get a job, is out there millionaires now because of learning how to program and make money playing video games?
Damn.
Well, hey, it's never wrong when you learn how to learn how to use it. What you say, Jamar?
Oh, I was going to ask a question. I'll wait till you go, brother. I'm sorry. Your show.
Now, I had a question too. For you to shut up and dribble with these punk ass niggas like Shaq and Charles Barkley.
Right.
But before I ask your question, right, I'm gonna ask this. I'm gonna ask, what's the most valuable thing in life?
Time.
You asking me?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Kiki, right?
No, y'all. What's the most valuable thing in life?
Time.
I would say family and myself. To be honest, it's just my mental. Because
I see how you have one. Hey, Brandon, what's the most valuable thing in life? If you had to value something, the most valuable thing to make it in life, how would you? What's the most valuable thing to make it in this world?
I would say oxygen.
Now, this is what I mean by that, right? Most people would say money, right? But the most valuable thing in life is health. Because as long as you're healthy, you can wake up and do what the fuck you want to do any and every day, right? So oxygen, so it has a part to do with health. People always say money, but if I made you the richest man tomorrow and say you had to die next week, would you take the money?
Yes.
You would?
Yes, I would. And I would. Yeah, I'll set my family up real quick and be like, I love y'all. Just know, do what y'all need to do with this.
I can see that. I can see that.
So you would want to die the following week, not knowing what somebody going to do with all the money you invested in them. Because I've seen plenty family. I've seen plenty people.
You said you were going to die. You said if I was going to die in a week and somebody gave me some money,
if I can make you rich and say I'm gonna make you rich, but you're gonna die next week, you would take the money and give it. You would say yeah and die, not knowing.
I would take the money.
I would
take the money and give it to my brother. Because if I give it to my brother, I know my family's gonna be taken care of because he's the one that opened my eyes to investing in everything. You know what I mean? I would make sure my family is straight.
I would do some Rothschild shit.
What about you, Jamar?
I think
time. I picked time because time is priceless. Like there's no value to it. Like there is no, you can, like, of course you can say my time costs money, but at the end of the day, like I can give money, but my family might still go off and fuck it off. But if I have more time on this earth, I can get time to learn. I can get time to teach them. And with that time, we can get time to, all of us can get time to work together to build up that wealth. That's just me. My thing with it is just time. Time allows you, time heals all wounds. Time allows you to grow. Time allows you to earn. Time allows you to build. Time allows you to.
Can I say something? Because like with the question you say you get a week, right? My thing is with time is not guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? I can get off of here and y'all can read how I died when I left outside my door.
He based that off of your answer with the money.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's what
I wasn't questioning what you put or going against
that has nothing to do with you.
So what would you pick, Jamar? Would you take the money?
He said time.
No.
He said
I said time. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm going to take the money and I'm going to set up a Rothschild situation with a trust because if you don't put your shit in a trust, anybody can get it plus the banks because they will take your money. Okay. So I would do a Rothschild shit where everybody has to have a trust
for them to do that. But it took time for them to do that. Like I read, like when you read the history of them, they established that over centuries. Like
it established over centuries, but all it started was with one person. If I make my child get a trust, and then they can only access certain amount of the benefits at a certain time, and then their children or whoever has a trust, that's how it creates. But if I start it, and in the clause I put that my child has to have a trust, and so much of whatever I give has to remain in that one trust, and it just pass on for generations, I'm starting it. I've created that.
But you use the Rothschilds, that's a whole different thing because that's still influence that was built and then manipulation. And it was just so much time that instead of just passing money,
Can I change my answer?
Hey, I'm gonna go to the next question.
Can I just change my answer to purpose?
It can't be purpose.
Purpose.
Right. The whole purpose I had saw big in it, and the guy said something, and it made a lot of sense to me. Like a lot of people, he said, "There's 5 things in life. Water is yours," and most people said they would want to have money, but he was saying, "What's money?" He said, "If I said I give you all the money in the world, but your mama gotta die tomorrow, would you take the money?"
No.
You know what I'm saying? It's like if I give you the money, but this had to happen, would you take the money? So the most valuable thing in life is health. If you're healthy, you can always live to make money. If you're healthy, you always will have time. You see what I'm saying? You can't have time if you have bad health. You feel me? Time is just what it is. You know what I'm saying? If you want time,
Well,
time is the day.
if you're given time, then you're given the help to continue to stay in that
time. Time is health.
Yeah, if you're given I just took the overall big thing. Yeah, if you're given time,
so it kind of go both and both.
Yeah.
So you can enjoy.
So I'm gonna go to shut up and dribble, right? I'm gonna go to shut up and dribble, right? So Kyrie been getting a lot of negative feedback on this situation. Side these yes sir master ass niggas like I don't know if y'all heard like Shaq and Charles Barkley, he's an idiot, he should shut up. Then Perkins has said if you put a bird brain in Kyrie's head, he'll walk backwards and shit like that. I don't know if you've been keeping up with the Kyrie thing, Brandon, but if you have, what's your input on the Kyrie situation with him standing up for what he believe in?
Give me 1 second, because I'm gonna go to the restroom. My battery's about to die.
Okay, go ahead, Jamar.
Go ahead, Kiki. Go ahead, Kiki. I mean, I gotta answer. I'll let Kiki go.
I just feel like I just recently watched his interview with him talking about exactly what happened, and I just feel like they're exposing people. You know what I'm saying? And I give him the big ups for doing what he's doing, because all he did was take something off of Amazon and use his platform and say for his people to watch it. He did nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? But the only they calling it however you say that
Semitic, anti-Semitic. Yeah.
They're calling it anti-Semitic because they're waking people up. They're waking their race up. You know what I'm saying?
How can you be anti-Semitic against somebody that's yourself? But okay.
Exactly. So the truth is being revealed. The truth that the history books don't teach us is being revealed. And that's a problem for America, because America ain't nothing but a business.
Can you repeat the question for me real quick so I can answer? Because I want to answer this.
Well, the question was,
did I say
I'm on a shut up and dribble shit. I'm like, how do you feel about the Kyrie situation and the people who
just talking bad about
in
him?
A position that's talking bad about him, like Shaq and Charles Barkley and some people who's out there.
Okay,
so my bad, I answered it wrong.
No, so I 100% agree with Kyrie. Don't sit up here and try to throw shit at me, because I myself, who I am, is in the middle of trying to figure out and discover who I am. You know, I'm not the person that you're trying to make me out to be, but I am going to look, I'm going to read, I'm going to discover, I'm going to do everything that you said I should not do as a black man, because you know he's just supposed to shut up and dribble, like he's not supposed to be smart, like he didn't go to college before. Well, I don't know if he went to college or not, but who says he didn't?
He went to Duke.
He went to Duke? Okay, yeah. That's what I thought. But like he didn't have a college degree, like he can't think for himself. Everybody, because you know, America is a business. Everybody think you're just supposed to shut up and deal with everything that they tell you to deal with, and that's not how it's happened. I can think, I can breathe, I live, but for myself. You feel me? He's not out here hurting nobody. And he said that he did not put, yes, it was on his platform, but he was like, I can do what I want to do on my platform. I post shit every day. Don't give a crap what I post, as long as I post it on my page. I'm not promoting the movie, but this is what I watched. I liked it, so I posted. You know what I'm saying? And everybody has and people are up here not saying anything, because they know they'll be just like Kanye. As soon as he say something, all they're gone. Shaq owned multiple businesses people don't even know about. And as soon as he was to say something or to even agree, not say anything, but to agree with what Kanye Kyrie did, they will take it away. They'll shout him out. And then the reason why, and on Kanye's tip or whatever, yes, they're going to, even though you're taking it away, you still got to use them. You still got to pay him, because they're trying to sell his product without his name on it. No, you're stuck in a contract.
That's crazy.
Which he was trying to get out of all his contracts. If anybody understood what he was doing, he was trying to get out of all his contracts, because a free man is better than a man in chains. Okay, why can't I say Jesus on in these contracts? Why can't you say Jesus in your contracts? You know what I'm saying? Like, is it that bad? Like, what is about it? But ain't nobody gonna say nothing. But you know what I mean?
But
it's just a whole shit. When you got a man by the balls, if you say Jesus 50 million times, you gonna owe them $50 million. You get what I'm saying? Like,
I got not supposed to everybody that's because there is some other people that's coming up to like Bone. It's a couple of them shedding light on the strings on these puppets. You know what I'm saying? They basically are like a mob. You know what I mean? These people that own the banks in America, they're like the top 4 banks or whatever. That's the mob. You go against them, your life is over. You know what I mean? Even Dave Chappelle spoke on that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Social media is ruining everything.
Yes,
that too.
If I were to be an American, that means that you have free speech. There is no free speech anymore. You cannot have your own identity. You can't say what you believe. You can't even tweet anything without, and then everyone's gonna get offended. So I mean that it's ruining businesses. It's ruining jobs, careers. I mean, there's people that have worked for years at their craft. You do one. It's called cancel culture. You do one little tweet or however of how you feel, and you're done. That is not worth your career after all the work that you've done. Social media has that much power that it's changing people. I mean, it's dealing with relationships. It's because that's not even the same of how it used to be. I mean, nothing is the same anymore. It's like now social media is in control over us. We're not in control over social media. So I don't know, with the Kyrie Irving, I didn't fully get to hear the whole thing. I had recently had an injury. I know they said that he said something anti-Semitic, and I think he apologized, and then the NBA has him crucially either suspended or he's like indefinitely suspended or something like that.
Indefinitely, yeah.
So I think that's just, now, again, I don't fully know what he said, but things are way out of hand. Things have been taken too far to where, I mean, you can't do anything without offending someone. So just don't even say anything now. You can't have free speech. So you just almost don't even want to say anything.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree. We do not have. We are not free.
And the crazy part is, in his interview, he was going off on the media guy, like, bro, don't put that in my mouth. I didn't say none of that. Like, now why you keep asking me these questions over and over again when we supposed to be talking about basketball? Basketball has nothing to do with what I post. But like you said, it's the media just out there nagging. But you know, it used to be, like you said, we used to have control of media, but now a lot of social media. But the media has a way. It's been around for a long time, and they can spin things, take and edit. You can edit shit look like it never ever happened. You know what I'm saying? And he's just like, "Let me be."
Go ahead, Jamar.
So, I have Jewish friends that are or did feel offended by what was in the film. Was there something in the film that not the director said, I mean, the guy that put it together, Robert something, I can't think of his name, that was in the film. He didn't say it, but he had a Jewish guy sitting there talking about the Holocaust. And when he was talking about the Holocaust and made some statements on the Holocaust, the guy said something along the lines that the Jewish exaggerated the amount of deaths that occurred during the Holocaust. Like it was probably more like 2 million. I'll give you 3, but it went from like 2 million when they first used to talk about it and go over it to 6 million. And that's some of the things that he said in there. Then there was some other stuff about Hitler that can be questionable, but the guy didn't say it. The director didn't say it. It was just, he took excerpts of it and put it in his documentary. The whole point of Kyrie posting the documentary was about him discovering, which I didn't know myself, which I'm happy he did this because I've done so much research because I've been talking about this for the past 2 weeks.
Hitler thought he was doing God's work.
Hitler thought he was doing God's work, but not only on that, I learned about Black Hebrews, Black Israelites, and descendants of Shem. And so I had a friend, and I'm not going to put him on blast because he's a friend of mine, but me and my friend of mine, and this is why I hate social media. Everything come back and circle to everything y'all said. Black social media, Black Twitter was lighting Kyrie up. Oh, this. I hate fake woke niggas. I ain't Jewish. Blah 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 blah. Then if you go do your research and you find out that from South Africa and the West Coast of Africa, the three main religions over there was Muslim, was Christianity, and was Judaism. Those were the three main.
When they take your job, nigga.
listen. I want all y'all to look this up. What Kyrie was getting to are the 12 tribes of Israel.
Yeah.
Right? This is a mixed up group of people who are the original man, right?
Yes, original Israelites, the original ones from Israel, the original descendants of Shem, and
yeah.
You have blood. Check this out. I'm gonna trip y'all out. Judea, right, is the first American blacks. Benjamin was a tribe, West Indian blacks. Levi was Haitians, and Ephraim Puerto Ricans. Ain't that a trip? Do you have Cubans, Dominicans? I'm gonna sing y'all this. It's called the 12 Tribes of Israel. If not, look into it, and it shows you pretty much who was the original man.
Yep.
Bloodline.
We are. Some years ago, my coworker, like we would do like little studies. She'll send me stuff and read. But growing up, my grandma had me in church. My thing is the map used to be in the Bible, and it used to be upside down. But everybody think that is where it was. Africa's real name is not Africa. Like you have to look deeper into it to what these books are telling you. Why you think the books of the Bible are taken out or words is missing? They don't want you to find out.
The Bible that we read, they put that on us in slavery because they wanted to change who our God was.
Just like
they wanted to change
version of the Bible. That's King James version. Just like King James version, it has a version of demonology. Like it gets deep, but you know what I'm saying, right? Because people are so because people are so they're not woke, and they don't read for themselves and they don't know, so they think that you're like this atheist because you're going against everything that they learn. Which how I was, because when I first opened my eyes, I'm like, oh hell no, get that shit.
I learned you got to stop reading the Bible the way that the preacher is preaching it. You have to read it from front and back.
And it is it's the history. It's the history of Black people. Like, just read the Bible.
So that's what Kyrie learned. That's what Kyrie basically learned. So the funny part is that a lot of there's a lot of European Jewish people or descendants of European Jews that are upset here in this country and across the board. And like they were breaking it down to where that's why Kyrie said is how can I be anti-Semitic when I am Semitic? I am a descendant of Shem. Semitic is basically the descendants of Shem. Basically, so he's breaking it down like, how can I be against or anti something that I am a descendant of? So that his initial thing was he was pissed off, like, you're trying to make me apologize for something that I'm not. Like, why would I apologize for this when I'm not? Like, and I didn't do it promoting the whole, because all they can ride on is the crazy part. They just fuss on that part, but they don't talk about none of the other stuff that was in there that is very informative, very giving, enlightening to our people about our history.
Did y'all watch it?
Some of our history. Huh?
Did y'all watch it? Did you watch it?
I watched some of it.
I watched the whole thing. If you have not watched it, I'm
talking about what to do with the Hitler thing and everything else.
Because it's very factual. There's Bible verses. There's inserts from books, and then they have the note. When I say his works cited page, I'm gonna say works cited page because I'm in school. His works cited page was fucking lit. If I was the teacher, A fucking plus. What you need to fucking graduate? Do you need me to give you A in all these classes? Because it was so giving. Like, if you it's to the point you could pause it and go find it. If you got the books on your phone or on your the reading thing, you could get on there and look on the page and look it up. Like, that's how clear cut it was.
What's the name of it?
The book, the movie, the documentary.
Yeah.
Hebrews to Negroes. It's on Prime. It's $12 to rent it and $50 to buy it. But if I were you, if you were going to buy it, just go to the website of the person and buy it. I think it would probably be more beneficial.
My question is, besides the people that are around him, what is the purpose of him saying it publicly?
I think he was in the middle of finding himself, and just like any other body, like I just said, Africa's name was not Africa at first, right? Mm-hmm. When I found out, I posted it. I'm like, oh, did y'all know that Africa's first name was not Africa? And some people was like, no, I didn't know that.
I'm just saying, like,
I feel like that's what the post was. I feel like he was
you
like,
have to know that you're gonna create controversy by making a statement like that, especially knowing how social media is now. So even though he could have good intentions on what he was saying, that if you make a statement, I mean, you can believe in something. You don't have to tell anyone. To be honest with you, if people were private, there really wouldn't be a social media. So it's like you don't have to say anything to anybody, unless, of course, if, as I said, if it's the people that's around him or but to make a bold statement and say something like that, obviously, if you look ahead of what's going to happen, people are going to have issues with it, and he tends to
be honest, he didn't post anything underneath the post. He didn't post anything underneath. He just posted. That's it. That's all he didn't say not one word. He didn't say go get it. He just posted it, and it just took off like a rocket.
That's what I'm saying. It's just it's that sensitive.
They said context doesn't matter anymore.
It's that
context,
sensitive.
and people don't want context. They rather run with the story, get the clicks, get the views and the ad revenue with everybody going back and forth talking about it, than to actually ask Kanye, not Kanye, but Kyrie, like, yo, bro, so help us understand. Had that real conversation with her, help us understand why you did this. And he just sat there told, yo, I was on a journey to find my thing. And then a person can ask him, well, what about this, and this? And he could have told him, well, whatever the case, and I can't be sitting here this if I'm discovering that I'm part Jewish. And not only that, from the Jewish line that the actual being Semitic is all about.
Can I say this? Before I go, I feel as though something is shifting in our world, and and I believe whoever you believe in, they are making it to where that we can open our eyes and our why can I never say our third eye? I want to say the pineal gland. Thank you so much. And it's just like it's time to pay attention. And I believe, like, if you stand for God, especially how hard people are representing him, like it's time to start waking up and paying attention and getting on your knees and praying, because because he gonna come like a thief in the night. You know what I mean? But I pray that y'all ready. You know what I mean? Get ready for something you never seen before. Because this world is done. Like, look at everything, everything. Like, and I'm not talking about no gays. Be who you want to be, but it's getting promoted. The kids are watching it. You know what I'm saying? This world is going to fucking trash. It really is.
Well, we're probably at the peak of our civilization. I mean, we've been here before.
No, I'm talking deeper than that. I'm talking deeper than that.
I mean, but if you look at it, if you look at history, yes, the world history. If you look at the world history, like, the world has been in darker places than this before, and more gruesome, more vile killings, more people die. I mean, just imagine what motherfuckers was thinking.
Nobody's eyes has been open. Nobody's eyes has been open into the truth like it is, though.
But the majority of the people will never be open to the truth. Even if you're a biblical person, it says
I'm not saying
most will not make it into the kingdom. Most, not half, not some.
You can't say that. You cannot say that, because
that's what it says in a good book.
Yeah, but in the book it also says that everybody will get a chance to hear his name, and it's up to you. It's up to you if you want to open your eyes and get that. Right. So, but I'm not going to argue with you, because God is the only person, or the universe, or whoever you follow. That's the only person that can say when I'm gonna break these skies and open up this universe so you can see what really power you are. Because we're not this flesh. We're not. I
still believe. I don't even want to get into religion, but y'all still believe in that?
Yeah, but I'm just saying that's all I wanted to say before I go, because it's like it's so deeper than what we're making it, because a fucking person's opinion ain't shit. Fuck them. At the end of the day, fuck this social media shit. The only time it's hurting you is because it's hurting rich people, because they taking stuff from you. Your money, your this, your that. You know what I'm saying? But Kanye, cool. They probably took billions from him, but he's he's still worth 400 million. And he doing everything in the right way. But what it is, he's standing up for something. Something is telling that man to get all these people attention. He's using this platform that God or whoever you believe in put him in to start opening up these eyes. There's more people doing researches, and other than the Bible right now, he's opening so many eyes. That's all I'm saying. That's all I want to say. And I love.
I'm gonna say this. Bye, Kiki. I'm gonna say this real quick before we get into this. I got one more question with this takeoff shit. Right? I got something. And Brandon, I know.
Thank you.
If you black, then you're a religious person. Brandon, he grew up in the church. I grew up in the church. I'm pretty much sure we all in here grew up in the church. I'm gonna ask this question if I get to this last takeoff question. She brought that up, waiting on God, right? This is my thing. We all know when you read the Bible, is any book you read is truth mixed in with lies. The Bible was written in parables. Parables was something that when God spoke, only his disciples knew what he was talking about. So we all know when you read the Bible, you can get so many different understandings just from one scripture. You know what I'm saying? So depending on what realm you're in at that time and what spiritual realm you in, doesn't mean when you read something, that's the understanding for it at that time. And what I'm trying to say is this. What did the black race, if God has all power, if this is what we believe in, if he has all power to change and do anything he wants to do, way back then, even we can't answer this, but I'm just trying to fathom this. What did the black race do so bad that we would be put through all of this, through all this time on this earth? If we really believe in the Bible and God and this religion, if that's the case, the black race back then had to do something so dramatically bad to be punished for this long. If you really believe God has all power to change and do anything.
I've asked that question. I just pray for for clearance and understanding for that, because that's a big question, because nobody really has the answer.
I would say, because I understand that lots of parts of the Bible was altered, but if you to answer your question based in the Bible, it kind of repeats itself. The stuff that happened in the Bible is kind of the same stuff that's happening now, just different time, technology, and different stuff like that. Things were really, really bad back then too. People would just kill, shoot, all those things is basically the same thing. So some people say that the Israelites or God's chosen people was black. Some people say this, some people say that. I look at it like at the end of the day, history repeats itself. So that would be kind of the circumstance of that. The process has happened before, and it's just doing it again.
Oh, I like what he said. I learned this lesson long time ago. If you're going to be of your faith, the biggest misconception I feel people, and I could be wrong, and sorry if anybody's offended with their faith, is that the humanly thing is to look at things that the humanly thing is the thing God looks at things as with evil and good. Where if God is the creator of all, then God is evil as well as much as God is good. If God is a perfect God and makes no mistake, then Satan was created. Well, and there's really a deeper thing than that, but everything he was done is done with intent and purpose, and God doesn't look at it as good and evil. It's just, this was part of the plan. You served your purpose, and God that can't, I don't say can't afford, but a God that created it all just has a plan. If it is all knowing and it was written, then this is part of the plan, and it can be evil and good. We just label it because for us as humans, that's what we need to do to make understanding for us. Why did this thing happen? Why did this thing happen? And we have to call it bad because it hurt, because I lost something, because of the pain you felt, whether emotionally, spiritually, or physically. We label it that way. Where to God is just all part of the plan. So that's the biggest thing. So what we go through and what we gone through, and like you said, we're basically saying the same thing earlier, is that like, yo, the world's always in the history of humankind been fucked up. People have been dying, been getting killed, merciless diseases, plagues. I mean, come on, can you imagine being alive during the plague? You thought that was it, because majority of the population on the planet was damn near wiped out. Like, so just imagine what people were sitting there saying when it was Hitler and they was doing what they was doing over there in Germany and them camps and stuff like that. So for that to happen, it's none of this stuff, like you said, is new, and we keep repeating history. But we also know we keep repeating history because when people are conquered or when things change, one of the first things that is sacked, destroyed, burnt to the ground, and gotten written of or rewritten is history. And humans keep being humans and doing a humanly thing by being greedy, by being selfish, by needing something to worship in, something to make them feel better. We got classism, racism, sexism. It's always some type of ism, because us as human beings in our nature, we always want to feel better than the next person. We want to feel better about our God. We want to feel better about, if we got the same God, the Presbyterian feel like they worship better than the Baptist. It's just human nature.
The thing, I'm gonna get to this question. The thing about it is, right, you have to, we can get our own answer if we just sit and look, what was the purpose of creating a human race, period? What was the purpose? Because you lived and you die. You lived and you die. Then you die. So what's the purpose of even creating something that's going to live just to die? This shit can get real deep when you think about it, right? A lot of times I look at this shit like it's a fucking game. Like we're pawns. We're pawns in a game. Like what's really going on here? You know, what's the purpose of creating something to live just to die? Well, you know what? I'm gonna create this person just to see if he do good, and if he do good, his soul get to go to heaven. And it's like when you really break this thing down and keep breaking it down, it's like it's a fucking game between two people. Let me see how many people I can get off you, how many people I can save. Because just think about life, period, Brandon. You live, then you die. What's a person to keep on living if I'm going to die eventually, anyways?
Do you know that same thing that you just said is in the Bible?
I know that. That's why I'm saying it.
There was a scripture where I'm trying to think who it was. He was saying that like everything is meaningless. Now this is in the Bible where it says that. So a lot of times, even if you say you don't believe in the Bible, you can't say that because a lot of the stuff on there is logically true. So, but I think that there are things. Well, indeed, I know that there are things that are kind of bigger than our thoughts, bigger than what we
able to comprehend,
can logically think. And sometimes, you know, we think a certain way because we think it's going to be good for us, but it's not good for us. And there are times that I do believe that God protects us and lets things happen for us. So it's not all things, and you know, obviously bad things happen. But this is what I think, because I'm going all over the place right now. I think that God is, right? I believe that God is, and I believe that we question things because we're not the creator. And in a sense, we can question, but are we, do we even understand the questions? Even in the Bible, the apostles, yes, things were in parables, but they still didn't even understand the parables. I believe that God doesn't necessarily want you to know the answers. And I think that he created life and created people to wholeheartedly want to choose him. So he makes it difficult on purpose because he wants you to wholeheartedly go after him. He could easily go like, bam, all right, Miguel, you are now, you're that person, and now you all want God, but he wants you to have your free will to make the decision to do that, the conscious decision to do that. So he makes evil. He creates the opposite of what you should be doing. And yes, God created everything, so he did create evil as well. So, and at the end of the day, I look at it as it like we're not ours, we're his. He created us. So we can complain, but we belong to him. So at the end of the day, we can't really complain because he's the one that created us. So it's whatever he wants is what it's going to be.
You're still stuck with him regardless of how you feel, what you think. If you complain, you don't complain, whether you worship or you don't worship. God doesn't care, because in the sense of it, it's like you still got to answer to him whether you believe him or not. You still got to have that judgment day if we go by
what the Bible says.
I'm gonna say this.
I believe all
right,
cycles end once you. All repeated cycles ends once you learn a lesson or what you learn from it.
And we're nowhere near learning that lesson.
Right. So
I'm gonna say this, but that's why I said, Brandon, it felt like it's a game. We going through this through some type of game you playing on us to feel like choose me. But that's another thing. But I'm gonna say this, but it does say in the Bible, God created man in the image of who? Of himself. Yeah. So what does that tell you as a human being on earth? If he created an image of him as himself, then we're what on earth? So in actuality, bro, you have more power than what you think you really have. And that's where I was getting to. That's where I was getting to. Black V got disconnected, but I'm gonna go to this takeoff. And I'm gonna be done. I don't know if y'all heard. I know Brandon, you probably don't heard. I don't know. You know, you're not too deep in this rap shit like that. But the takeoff situation from the Migos got he got shot and killed. Man, it's a lot of controversy going on about that. About he was sacrificed and a whole bunch of dumbass shit going on about that. I wanted to get y'all take on that about that whole situation. I don't know whoever knows something about it can go first.
Do you know anything? Because I'll go ahead and go if you don't.
I've never heard of anything of that happening, but that sounds terrible, especially if someone is sacrificing. Or are they like Middle Eastern people or?
Nah, the Migos, man.
Takeoff is a part of the Migos.
Song. Yeah,
that's a rap group.
Rap group, yeah.
Is that like the modern day Bone or something like this?
Nah, bro. He ain't in the rap.
I think what happened to Takeoff is sad. I honestly, my mind kind of went everywhere, and like I'm one of the people like I go with my gut feeling and stuff like that. So just like off of seeing the videos and listening to different things or whatever. So my first take before I listened to the young lady speak that's all over YouTube is I felt like, you know how if I can't get you, I'm gonna get somebody else. Have anybody ever heard of that? Mm-hmm. I feel like Quavo was just like, let me go because, I'm not about to argue with you. Let me just go ahead and go. And whoever shot was like, if I can't get you, I'm going to get him. I know if I get you, I can't get you, I'm going to hurt you. So let me get find a way to hurt you. And that's how I feel like that happened because the autopsy said he got shot in the head and then he got shot in the torso and then went out the arm. So in my mind, I pictured them getting ready to walk away, shooting happened, but since Quavo was already gone, Takeoff was right there, and they got him. That's how I feel. Because a headshot is kind of, and the area is kind of real good. You know what I mean? It's kind of in the area where they were at, and if you saw the videos, you could see like how spaced off they were, and he was kind of like chill, laid back in the back. You know what I'm saying? So I mean, if that's my opinion, but I just feel like it's sad. They said he got sacrificed. That's crazy. He did kind of wish death on this. Well, I'm gonna say he wished death on himself, but I am very good with what the meaning behind those videos. Like I don't know if you see all these artists and stuff like that.
I was gonna.
You got a team that's speaking for you, that's putting these videos together. You can say yay or nay, you don't like shit, but they're paying these people or the company or their labels is coming, doing all the stuff. So I know in the interview they had said they don't talk about wishing death on other people and, saying different stuff that might cause them death. But in this is the first video that I've seen or somewhat seen of anything death wise in their videos, as far as like the videos they created. And it was just him and Quavo at the time.
I'm gonna say this, but Brandon, since you know, your question is going to be what you feel about just music who died in this music realm. But let me get back to that Takeoff shit. Now, everything that led up to his death was just weird to me. I was watching Drink Champs a few weeks ago, and Takeoff was on there talking about, and Takeoff never been a talkative person. He always been in the background, like, you know what I'm saying? And what's crazy about it, Takeoff been my favorite of the Migos, but he's just always been so not really talking. He was just like real to the group almost. You know what I'm saying? He was the most powerful at the same time. A lot of people like Takeoff. And he was on Drink Champs, like, hey yo, I need my flowers. Like, you need your flowers, like, nigga, what you done did? Like, you was just a third wheel of the Migos. He's talking about he need his flowers while he alive. That's first off. Okay, that was mad weird. And then on top of that, the video messy. When you break the video down, Quavo wake up, he asks him like, where we at? I don't know where we at. Nigga, you the driver. How you don't know where we at? That was mad weird. And then he in a house, a haunted house with a skeleton next to him. His death in the video. Like the video dropped before and then you see Quavo upstairs with the gun next to a contract. They've been having problems with they contract with QC. Quavo been trying to get out of the contract. But what's the easiest way to get out of a contract? If it's no more Migos. Offset done did his own thing. So if Takeoff's off the picture, guess what? Quavo by himself now. Quavo been trying to get out that contract. So like damn, that's a perfect opportunity to get out of it. Shit, Takeoff dead, Offset not in the contract no more. You know what I'm saying? And so
you think he's still alive?
No, he did. So what happened was, it was an argument that happened. He argued with another nigga, but my thing is, how the security you had, your nephew get killed by the security you hired, nigga? What? Like, how that happened? They get into an argument. The nigga
gonna say allegedly.
He grabbed Takeoff. Once Quavo was fighting, they say Takeoff ran up to go help him, and the nigga grabbed him. First shot, a dome shot, boom. The second shot came from Quavo people, and this one hit the torso. You know what I'm saying? And
I'm not even trying to be funny, but you know how messed up it is when you're interviewing him and he's sounding all like he's a professional person. Next thing you know, he shot your nephew. Like, that's not what you said on the interview to get this job.
That's crazy. Like, how you die in the hands of a nigga who you pay for security? Like,
that's what I'm saying. Can you imagine how good his interview was? I'm very respectful. I'm a good dude. All this type of stuff. Next thing you know, you didn't shot somebody. That's
that's
terrible, man.
Who you supposed to be securing? So my thing is just with this music industry, even with Dave Chappelle, he been talking about it a lot. Like these niggas in Hollywood ain't crazy, but like them contracts they be having be some crazy contracts. Them niggas be signing. And then I was tripping. He was in the contract. He don't even say their name. They just say the artist.
Hollywood is the title of this. Hollywood is the title of this podcast. It's Deep Cutthroat. Like, that's no joke.
That's where he at. But he out there in Cali and shit, so he know about that shit, bro. That shit
it's crazy. Crazy. And people want it so bad that they're willing to do anything it takes to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
I never really understood. I'm trying to find the understanding of when people be saying we sacrificing people. Is that to humble somebody else? Is that something? I don't understand the purpose. That's what I always want to know. What's the purpose? People saying, "Hey, you hop down with this shit." Some sacrifice shit. Like I never understood that shit. That shit deep,
man. All that stuff is some spiritual stuff. / if we gonna get you in, and there's always an outing. Like a way for us to get you in case you don't fall in line with what we want you to do with the program that we have. So it's like imagine if there's a club, and we like you, we're gonna invite you in this club, and it's gonna make you better. But if you don't do what we want you to do, then we're gonna throw you out, and you'll never be able to come back, and it's gonna really be bad on you because when you have someone that's good, and then all of a sudden they're changed, such as the Bill Cosbys of the world. I mean, it just goes and goes and goes. That's kind of what it is. So when they say sacrifice, you're sacrificing the life that you've had. Everything that you have is going to be ours, because once you join in, we're in control over what happens with you. And if you don't fall in line, it's a wrap.
We're gonna make you fall in line.
You know, it's crazy motherfucker I end this show.
Oh, hold on. One last thing. It's almost like they're playing God to them.
Yeah.
That's why it's a sacrifice, because like I'm in charge over what you do and what you say and everything like that. And if you don't do it, then I'm God. I can end you.
This is that part about it. I was listening to a group called what was the niggas? Remember, I'm so sick of being lonely every night. Well, I can't think. Was it Phil Mob? I was listening to them, right? And I was listening to Crunchy Black from 6ix Mafia. He was saying what happens is once you that type of person and you get on this global status of, I ain't gonna say Jews, but a group of people come holler at you. And so you got two things. You're gonna get down or you're gonna lay down with it. You know what I'm saying? And most people
I heard that too.
Who don't get down with the program, all of a sudden, guess what? You don't hear from them no more. So black people, we think, oh, them niggas done fell off. Nah, they just didn't go with that bullshit, that contract. And that's what Tupac was saying, you know. He had signed up with that shit, but he didn't know what that shit was about. Because he was going publicly with that shit. Like he was saying Quincy Jones was trying to fuck him and shit like that. Like Pac was saying a lot of shit that we just let go one and out the other and shit like that. Like them group of people be on some weird shit. And if you don't fall in line with what they doing and shit like that, you either gonna become broke or you gonna be dead or somebody gonna die. And so I'm like, that shit crazy as fuck. Just imagine one of us just get globally big and they come to you pretty much forcing you to sign some shit. Like you either you gonna do this or you're not. And if you don't, what you got right now gonna fall apart and shit. Like that's some weird shit to be dealing with, you know what I'm saying?
I think that's why in a sense our job is to live the purpose that we're supposed to live. And maybe not anything more than that. Do what you're supposed to do. And maybe that's kind of what we're reiterating what we were talking about before about how you live and die, but you live and die to live your purpose, your legacy as well too, so that other people can live their purpose or understand their purpose or their worth or what they're supposed to do. So I think our job is to do things like love, help, all these different things that, it says in a sense in the Bible, and that's just overall good things. It's nothing bad about loving someone. There's nothing bad about doing nice things for people. If everyone was that way, we wouldn't have the problems that we have today. To be honest with you, if everyone kind of did what they say on Proverbs, we would never have any issues at all. Ever.
Right.
But they don't want to do that because it's too good. We live in a world where everything is so crazy, minds are out of control, and now we get what we get.
Gotcha. Well, listen, in this cast, man, listen, I appreciate y'all for messing with your boy today, man. Anything y'all gotta say before we get up out of here? What you got going on?
It was great being here. I want to be here more often. Miguel, you're a beast, and I got you. You're my brother, so it is what it is.
And I'll be popping in and out to different podcasts until I'm all the way back once I'm graduated.
I got you. Anyway, man, shout out to everybody who fuck with me. There's a lot of different podcasts, man, so I ain't gonna go say a name because I always forget one. But I appreciate y'all coming on, fucking with your boy. And till the next time, I'll be back on Sunday at 6:30. I appreciate y'all, man. Yo.
Peace.
Sure.